the name.
The success of Australian films and those Paul Hogan throw another shrimp on the Barbie commercials have sparked a renewed fascination with the land down under. So it's only natural that Aussie rock would find a home here. Joining us now is our Richard Blade. Richard, you met some Aussie rockers recently, didn't you?
That's right, mate. They're called INXS, and they're not only the hottest band in Australia, they've scored a couple of top 10 hits here as well. I caught them live in Los Angeles and had a chance to meet up with them before the show. INXS is Australia's most popular band, and they worked hard to get there. For 6 years, they played a staggering homeland schedule, crisscrossing the continent from Sydney to Perth, often playing 7 nights a week. In 1 year alone, they performed more than 300 shows. And after logging that much time on the stage, these guys have practically perfected the live show.
You're very famous for your live shows, the fact that you have a lot of energy on stage.
What do you think it is that makes your show stand out?
Depends how many drinks we've had before. I don't know, it's really straightforward. There's no, I couldn't pull a gimmick out of the air to say, well, it's like this, if you know what I mean. There's no sort of monsters coming down from the skies or anything. It's just 6 people on stage, 7 with Jenny on stage, and, lights, loud music.
Yeah, we all work a lot off the audience too, and we find...
Audience is very important to us.
But the performing and the practice that comes with so much live touring can sometimes work against a band. INXS say they have to try hard to stay loose. They want their music to have an edge and not just be songs by rote.
I think the hard part is that if you keep on playing, you can get too good at it, if you know what I mean. And even though you're playing an edge, it's so precise. That's a weird thing about it. So you have to relax, really let it be a little bit looser,
flow.
Than you can be. We can probably be a lot tighter on live than we are.
Do you have a lot of spontaneity on stage then? Interaction between members of the band?
Yeah, the best nights are like that. When we just, getting up, we just turn around and we're having a good time.
INXS is no slouch when it comes to records either. Last year, they walked off with 7 Countdown Awards, the Australian equivalent of our Grammys. But still, it's as a live band that they've made their reputation, and they invest a lot of time making sure each performance comes off right. Even something as mundane as a sound check draws their full attention.
Try and sound check every gig if we can.
Yeah,
unless it's totally impossible or out of the question, because it's important. For one thing, we get a chance to rehearse, we try out a new song or...
Yeah, at the moment we're trying to write, so we're spending... We've got stuff set up backstage as well. Electronic drums and amplifiers and guitars and bass, and so before we go on stage we're playing.
In fact, today at soundcheck, I think we only did 1 song, if that we'll be playing tonight.
Despite the fact that they've become a success in this country, INXS has no plans for abandoning Down Under. If anything, conquering America is only likely to add to their popularity back home, where beating the Americans, especially at their own game, is always considered good fun.
Is the excitement growing within you to go back and play?
Yeah, we really wound up for the next tour.
Yeah, because it'll be Sydney and Melbourne
and spring,
Perth, and
yeah, everywhere. I mean, everywhere except for Perth, and until next year we're going to play the Australia's Cup, the America's Cup.
America's ashtray.
Is the band still on tour here, Richard?
No, mate, they're back down under in the land of wonder in Australia, writing songs for the next album and getting ready to take part in a month-long series of concerts. It's a huge concert called Australian Made.
Okay. Thanks, Richard.